Machine guns are absolutely trash at the moment. They're outgunned by most special ammo weapons, let alone any other actual power weapon. But what if I told you there's one out there that is going under your radar? Many players are going after either the Swarm due to its adept version from the Grandmaster Nightfalls, as well as the Vault of Glass Raid corrective measure, which also has some solid roll options. Both of these weapons though are tainted in nostalgia, with players blinded by their Destiny 1 heritage. The Shattered Cypher is the new seasonal offering from Season of the Splicer. It isn't overly difficult to grind for either, as it'll drop from both Override and Expunge missions, plus you can target farm it through focused Umbral engrams at Helm. Now Bungie don't generally just give us a weapon easily for it to look good and sit in our vaults, case in point Fellwinter's Lie. There's always something under the hood, that secret sauce that once it's been figured out, it's like that light bulb moment. It's currently the only rapid fire frame machine gun currently available in the game, and it is a throwback to the popular and frankly overpowered 21% Delirium from way back when in Season of the Drifter. I'm laying it out there right now that this is currently the highest DPS machine gun available and one that I think you should absolutely be hunting down before the season's over. It's perfectly positioned to be an absolute boss shredding monster when the Season 15 machine gun buff comes along, so let's go through the what, the how and the why, backing this wild accusation up with some cold hard facts. Now a lot of this is all going to depend on what the actual buff is going to be in Season 15, whether that's a flat buff similar to what Rocket's got, a precision modifier adjustment, or a specific per archetype damage boost. With that in mind, and if you're watching after the update, add that increase to whatever is shown here. I never thought I'd actually say this, but a rapid fire machine gun could actually become meta. Not only is it perfectly positioned currently to stay top dog amongst machine guns, but with it being a legendary, it also opens up your loadout to other strong DPS options, especially with the impending Anarchy nerf. It's the fastest firing machine gun in the game, sat at 900 rounds per minute, and there's two roll options you ideally want to be chasing. If you want to peace out right here right now with a 21% Delirium killing tally clone, then heating up along with Rampage is your baby. Now before we get into the best DPS role and how to maximise its output, why not hit the subscribe button if you're new. I cover tons of builds and guides aimed at making the endgame of Destiny 2 accessible for everyone, so that you too can get the loot. Liking this video really does help me out too and is always appreciated. Why not also join our community Discord server as well, the links are down in the description. Back to the Shattered Cypher, and if you want to max out its DPS potential, you'll want to be chasing after this one. Appended Mag is going to give you a sweet boost to its magazine size with a whopping 88 in the mag. You can also get Extended Mag to push it to 96, which is the maximum for this weapon. Either of these magazines set you up nicely for the combo of auto-loading holster and surrounded. It's an absolutely lethal perk combo for a number of reasons. Auto-loading holster does exactly what it says on the tin, and ultimately it allows you to swap to another DPS weapon to unload on your enemies before swapping back to unload a fully reloaded clip of Shattered Cypher. Surrounded though is the biggest heavy hitter. It's a monster perk and is somewhat slept on. When 3 or more enemies are within 8 meters, the surrounded perk will proc, granting a 30% damage increase. Now we can also put on the surrounded spec mod, which grants an extra 10% damage and will let the perk linger for 1.5 seconds after you are no longer surrounded by enemies. Like I said, it's a great perk, and given that most boss encounters will generally have ads spawning in throughout, you are going to be surrounded more often than not. Now damage wise, it hits for 2135 per precision hit and 1637 to the body, with a full 88 round magazine doing over 187,000 total damage to a boss. Factor in that it unloads the magazine in next to no time and allows you to immediately swap to another DPS weapon whilst it auto loads to then go again, makes it an absolute beast. In terms of actual DPS before the buff, it sits at just over 30,000, whereas popular choices like the Swarm and corrective measure are in the low 20,000s. It's generally super easy to keep on target to and hit the precision shots required to maximise its DPS output, despite its high rate of fire and lack of range compared to other machine guns. Now obviously at the time of writing this, it is outperformed by a metric ton of other weapons, But once again, it falls into the ease of use aspect that you may be looking for, especially in situations where high burst damage is required on mini bosses or during short damage phases in raids and dungeons, putting it up there with the other heavy hitting legendary DPS options. Even if you don't want to make use of its auto loading holster, the high base reload speed as standard is going to allow you to get back in the action quickly. Either way, you'll want to use machine gun ammo scavenger and reserve mods to maximise its ammo economy. But ultimately, you do want to make the most out of the auto loading perk, and for it, I've got a quick and future proof setup for season 15 that's going to set you straight. I'm going to give a huge shout out to my clan and fire team who allowed me to test this loadout and bring its bullshit into Master Vault of Glass Raid 2 this past week. You guys are the real goats. Witherhoard is primed to replace Anarchy as the major player in endgame content. It offers the same ease of use damage over time effect, but it uses special ammo instead. To be honest, Witherhoard is possibly more popular now anyway, as more players have access to it. As long as you remember that you can double its damage output by tagging the boss with a grenade and then also by shooting one on the floor beneath it. If you've unlocked the catalyst, it too will also auto reload, making it fit right in with the Shattered Cypher, making it a perfect pairing to simply swap between during a damage phase. But for longer sustained damage phases, you can add in an energy slug shotgun to the mix as well. Clearly, slug shotguns are still going to be in the meta for outright damage potential in the foreseeable future, and there's 2 auto-loading kings currently available, with the first in last out or Sojourner's Tale. Both can actually roll with Surrounded 2, and so will carry over the Surrounded buff from Shattered Cypher when switching weapons. Cycling all 3 weapons in a post-Anarchy machine gun meta could offer some excellent DPS numbers on par with what's currently available. Well of Radiance, Ward of Dawn and even a Tether are all going to go somewhere to maximising your output in fireteam environments, but I'd also highly recommend starting at the scales with the Revenant Hunter for a great solo setup too. The Silence and Squall super buff, where it will target and stay on bosses, will offer high damage output as well as the slowing capabilities it brings, and this can't be underestimated. Shattered Cypher is poised to make a surprise leap to the top table, much like its predecessor 21% Delirium did. It also removes the skill gap of the elite gamers out there, putting high damage potential during raid or dungeons encounters in the palm of your hand. It might not pay off as quick as a hot swap precision slug shotgun, but what it does provide is a means to an end for anybody to get the job done. Because ultimately, like we say, it's not a race out there. Melting bosses in a millisecond isn't always required, but being persistent will end with the same result, and at the end of the day, we all just want some loot. I hope that this opened your eyes to an alternative to maximise your damage potential and efficiency as we steamroll towards a new season and the Witch Queen. Subscribe if you're new, hit like too, and let me know if you've been using this machine gun this season. Join the Discord server for more build talk with like-minded gamers, the links are down below. But that's it for this one though, so on that, and as always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.